that's why he doesn't want to come forward with his name. But he was one of those individuals that was sent out to one of the Echo flight birds to bring it back on alert. What we had to do is retarget this missile. And so he was working here in this bay, maintenance bay. He had a guard up top, and suddenly his guard shook the ladder and said, "Look up." And so he goes up there, he looks up and sees this orange-red ball of light hovering over the facility. He says, "Well, report this, but I have to go back to work and get this missile back up on alert." So he goes back down and goes through his checklist. And this is what he told me. He said, every time I got to one particular point on the checklist, he thought the missile was going to come back up on alert. The missile shut down again. This object was still up there, but he tried this many times, he said. And every time he got to this particular point on the checklist, the missile shut down. Now, to him, he felt this rope of energy coming down this tube, and he said it was like the UFO was actually knew what he was doing and at what point in the sequence he was doing it. So something about that energy field that was very strange. And then I mentioned Susie Hansen. She was taken on that craft, and she was taken underwater. This was near New Zealand, and up to a rock face underwater, and taken to this entrance to a facility, an underwater base, extraterrestrial underwater base. But as they approached the entrance was open. She could see inside, but the ocean was not entering this tunnel. So she asked one of the ETs what the story was, and they told her that there was indeed an energy field or screen that was keeping the ocean out of coming into this channel. So there again, very strange stuff, which neither I nor Jean-Pierre can explain. Or can we, John? Okay, I think we're gonna kind of wrap this up, but you wanna start this at the end of the
Well,
show?
I wanted to say, for possible things, we explain it immediately. For impossible things, we need some more time. They have no explanation about the field that makes the water impossible to enter this tunnel. But what I can say, we are living in a peculiar time right now, and the technique of interstellar star are within us within less than 1 century. It's a very short time. We are able to understand how the universe makes it possible, and we are very close to discover how to manage inversion of mass. So we are ready to enter the club, but we are not. We are dirty earthen. I mean, something I found in the UMO text that was very interesting. They said your planet had a breaking of the initial continent. On the Earth, at the beginning, you had Gondwana. And Gondwana was broken by the movement of the magma. Where does this movement come from? It comes from the birth of the moon. At first, the planet was working as usual, and then another planet came, and boom, it was a check, and it gave the moon as an ejector. Now the astrophysicists agree with this theory. So the moon comes from a meeting of a planet with another planet, and this other planet gives the nucleus inside the Earth. And this is a huge mass, and this is a huge quantity of energy, of kinetic energy. This kinetic energy was converted into thermal energy. This heated the magma and broken the continent into parts. This is very singular. It's rare in our planetary system. Mars doesn't experience such thing. Mercury, no. Venus, no. We're on the only planet, and they say this is a very rare event. In the other planet, don't have that. Suppose we will not experience this, so our planet would be flat. You know, consider the mountain, then Himalaya and Alps. Suppose you stop the movement of the magma. How long time will it take to flatten that immediately? 10 million years, a very short time, you know, because it is grasped 1 millimeter per year. It's very fast. Well, if this mountain stay, it's because India is coming into Asia and rise Himalaya and so on. So if something like that didn't happen, we would have 200 or 300 meters column. And same thing for the depth of the ocean. And what would be the consequences? You have no barrier between the species. So what they say, in our planet, the number of species are 500 smaller than yours. And you have different human species, different color, different language, different culture. We have a single one. So all that, today, you consider the guy from New Guinea, they live at the age of stone. And here you live the third millennium. And all these people are together. You take people from iron, they live in the Middle Age. You know? And to all these people, you will say, now we're going to have a big project, we're going to build craft and to go to another star. They don't care. You know? So, aliens look at us, they are very puzzled. What could we do? So they have decided an experiment to give information to scientists like me. Perhaps you are. There are many, I don't know. But this is my mission, is to tell the people, this is Earth stuff. We are visited. I proved that with mathematical papers. You know, if I was not true, all my work should be silly, you know. And this, the focus point is that we have a possibility to achieve travel in a shorter time, and interstellar travel are not impossible. That is the conclusion. And now this is really hard stuff. And I will go in university, I will go in meetings, scientific committee, and will explain that. I have started that. No comment. Well.